Bonjour. Voilà quelques expressions de temps. Here are some expressions of time. We're going to learn some phrases that would help with reading a calendar, talking about a schedule, discussing things like month, week, year, and other time words like that. So let's learn a couple new expressions de temps. Aujourd'hui is today. Par exemple, aujourd'hui c'est vendredi. Today is Friday. Aujourd'hui kind of means like on this day here. Aujourd'hui. Demain is tomorrow. Demain c'est samedi. Tomorrow is Saturday. Demain is tomorrow, like when you learned how to say à demain, see you tomorrow. Après means after. Après, après. Après-demain is a special word for the day after tomorrow. Après-demain. Prochain, prochaine. Prochain is the masculine form. Prochaine is the feminine form, means next. So it's an adjective that comes after the word it describes. Like if I wanted to say next Monday, I'd say lundi prochain. Lundi prochain. Dernier, masculine form is dernier. Feminine form is dernière, means last. So if I wanted to say last Monday, I'd say lundi dernier. Lundi dernier versus lundi prochain. Premier, première means first. Premier is the masculine form. Première is the feminine form. And then I have a few examples of these words so you can see them in context. Aujourd'hui, c'est lundi. This is just an example. Today is Monday. So demain, c'est mardi. Tomorrow would be Tuesday. Après samedi, c'est dimanche. After Saturday, that's Sunday. Après-demain, c'est mercredi. So if I was still going with today's Monday, après-demain, that would be 2 days from today. Mercredi, Wednesday. Mercredi prochain, c'est le 25. Next Wednesday, that's the 25th. Jeudi dernier, j'ai vu un film. Last Thursday, I saw a movie. And lundi, c'est le premier jour de la semaine. Monday is the first day of the week. Notice that prochain and dernier, those are normal adjectives that come after what they describe. Ordinal numbers like first, second, third, those actually go in front. So le premier jour, the first day. There are several more I want to show you. Matin means morning, so let's talk about time frames within a day. Matin is morning. Le matin, it's masculine. Le matin. Après-midi is the afternoon. L'après-midi, literally it means after, and midi is 12 o'clock, so this is afternoon. Soir, le soir means evening, so like anytime after 5 p.m., le soir. And then nuit, la nuit, that's the nighttime, like when people go to bed. La nuit is the feminine one. One more time. Matin, après-midi, soir, nuit. I can add what is called a demonstrative adjective in front of these words to say this morning, this evening. That demonstrative adjective in French is a little word that starts with the letter C. We'll learn more about that in a moment, but here are examples. Ce matin means this morning. Cet après-midi means this afternoon. Notice I have added a T for liaison purposes to make it sound smooth. Cet après-midi. Ce soir means tonight, this evening. Ce soir. And then actually, so ce soir is this evening. Cette nuit can also be this night. I feel like usually when people say tonight, they say ce soir because you're doing stuff in the evening, not necessarily at like midnight. Ce soir is this evening. Cette nuit is this night. So let's talk about these little C, E, T words. Ce is masculine. Set is in front of something masculine singular with a vowel. you'll notice set is feminine, and we don't have an example here, but si is the plural form. So let's look at, these are called demonstrative adjectives. You put them in front to demonstrate which ones to say, this one, that one. The forms are ce, set, and si. Masculine, masculine with a vowel, feminine, and all of the plurals are si. Here are examples. Ce livre, this book. Cet ordinateur, this computer. Cette table, this table. Ces personnes, these people. Now, not confusing at all, they can also mean that or those. So ce livre could mean that book, that computer, those people. If you really want to emphasize, for this one, you add the word si. You put a hyphen ci, ce livre-ci, this one here. And then for that book over there, I'd say ce livre-là. And I put a hyphen L, A, accent grave, ce livre-là. But ce and cet and ces work just fine for right now. We're not being very, very specific. A couple of more expressions of time. Un jour is a day. Un jour. So when you say bonjour, you're saying good day. Un weekend is a weekend. Un weekend. Une semaine is feminine. Une semaine, a week, like les jours de la semaine. Un mois, as is silent. Un mois is a month. And un an, is a year. Un jour, un weekend. Une semaine, un mois, un an. You can say, if you want to be specific and say this one, usually for this day, they'll say aujourd'hui, today, aujourd'hui, like we saw before. Ce weekend is this weekend, ce weekend. Cette semaine, this week, cette semaine. Ce mois, and here's an example of the ci, just to emphasize, ce mois-ci, this month. Cette année, this year. Notice it has a feminine form here, cette année. I'm going to talk about that in just a moment. Cette année. So they popped up in a funny order, but let's look at them. So one funky thing about time that English doesn't really do, and it's hard to explain, is that we learned the word morning, afternoon, day, and year, le matin, l'après-midi, le jour, an an. They have masculine forms, but there is a feminine counterpart that ends in a double E with an accent aigu. La matinée, kind of like a matinee, like a movie that's earlier in the day. La soirée, la journée, and l'année. They have the same meaning when it comes to translation, morning, evening, day, year. Here's a way to try to think about the difference. You kind of get used to it. It's hard to explain. The masculine terms, the blue ones, they're quantity. If I'm counting how many mornings, or if I'm just saying one morning, or in the morning, or 5 days, a quantity word is just saying how many, or just counting one. Think of the red forms, the feminine ones, as quality words. They emphasize that duration of time, either in length or the quality of time spent. Let me show you with examples. Maybe it will be more clear. Il reste en France pendant 10 jours. He's staying in France for 10 days. Quantity, I'm counting. He's staying for 10 days. And I'm not talking about the quality of those days. I'm just saying, here's the time he's staying there. Versus, tu as passé une bonne journée? Did you have a good day? And I'm not talking about like a day, count it, one and done. I'm talking about your day. Like when I get home and ask my husband, hey, how was your day? I want to know about the whole thing. How was your morning? What happened in the afternoon? Was it a good day or a bad day? So when I want to ask about the length of your day, that's a quality word. That's journée. I hope that makes sense. Here are 2 more little examples. Le matin, je prends un café. In the morning, I have coffee. I'm not talking about the quality of my morning. I'm just saying that in the morning, every morning, so it's like quantity, I have coffee. Versus, oh la la, quelle matinée. Oh my goodness, what a morning. So maybe you had a really bad morning and you would say, oh là là, quelle matinée, what a morning. And I'm talking about from the moment I woke up until noon, it was just terrible. One last example. J'ai 16 ans, not really, but let's imagine. J'ai 16 ans, I have 16 years, aka I'm 16. I'm counting, and so I'm just telling you my age versus 2020, am I right? C'était une longue année. It was a long year, and I'm not talking about like years like we tally them up and I'm 16 years old. We're talking about the year 2020. It was a long year, the whole thing. So these are just some expressions of time to help you out a little bit. Let's say them one last time. Matin, la matinée. Après-midi. This doesn't match up. I'm sorry, that should say le soir. So I'm not fixing it now. Le soir versus la soirée. Un jour versus une journée. And un an versus une année. Oops, désolé for the typo. Imagine it says le soir, masculine. PowerPoint problems. Anywho, passez une bonne journée. Have a good whole day. Et au revoir.
If you like this video and would like to support me, I would really appreciate if you would leave a small tip by clicking the thanks button below the video. Merci d'avance et à bientôt.